Hello everyone, my name is Saddam Yousaf. I am a student of MSc Advanced Engineering Management and I have completed my dissertation research under the supervision of Dr. Rose Wade Millington, and today I will be presenting my dissertation research on the adoption of solar panel in the UK built environment. This study explores the key factors, technological, economics and environmental that are shaping the future of solar energy in the UK. My goal with this research was not just to describe these factors, but to critically analyze how they interact to create both opportunities and significant barrier to progress. The This is my poster. So I have used slightly different approach. I have broken down my poster into multiple slides that will help me explain and other to understand my research work in better way. First one is why this research matter. The UK has a major interest in renewable energy and solar power is a huge part of that. However, even though solar is popular, its growth is being held back by some significant challenges. My research looks into why this is happening and my aims to provide clear evidence-based recommendations, and this clear evidence-based recommendation is to help speed up solar adoption. So aim and objective. The main aim of my dissertation was to analyze the key factor affecting solar panel in the UK and to create a list of practical recommendations. To achieve this, I focus on main objectives. There are basically four main objectives. Number one is investigating the technology efficiency. Second is analyzing the economic cost and benefits. Third is assessing the full environmental life cycle. And finally, developing strategies to make solar work better for everyone. So next is literature review. Before explaining my methodology, it is important to understand what's the existing research show. My literature review did not just summarize study; it's identify key tensions. The first, as shown in the diagram on the left, this is a conflict between technology and infrastructure. We have amazing, highly efficient solar panels, but the national grid is acting as a major barrier, and national grid is physically limiting how many can be connected. The second tension is between economics and equity. The analysis of policy shown on the right reveals that the current economics landscapes make it much easier for rich households and large businesses to benefit from solar, which raises some important questions. These important questions about fairness and social justice. The literature revealed two further tensions. The third is the conflict between the green image of solar and its full life cycle burden. While solar panel produce a clean energy, as the diagram shows, we must consider the environmental cost of manufacturing and crucially the massive e-waste challenges we face when these panels reach the end of their life. We are currently following an unsustainable linear path. Finally, there is a social and political tensions between national ambition, national ambition and local empowerment. The UK has very high target for solar, but the very community energy groups that are essentially for getting so local support and driving grassroots projects have been weakened by changes in policy. So next is methodology. To conduct this research, I use a systematical literature review. This means I did not collect new data myself, but instead I gathered all the existing high quality research from academic, government, and industry reports and I analyzed all the data. As you can see from the diagram, my framework involved analyzing both quantitative and qualitative data. These quantitative and qualitative data from this source and then integrated them to get a complete picture. So what did I find? My first key finding relate to technology. While solar panels themselves are very efficient and reliable, the main technological problem is actually the national grid. As the diagram shows, grid infrastructure and capacity is the most fundamental constraint on solar deployment in UK. The technology on our roofs has advanced faster than the infrastructure on the ground. My second key finding is about the economics of solar. The high initial cost stop most people. The problem has been made worse by government policy changes. The old feed-in tariff (FID) scheme was low risk and guaranteed an income. The new Smart Export Guarantee, as this diagram shows, is much more complex and higher risk for the consumer. This is creating a social issue where the benefits of solar are going mainly to those who are already financially secure. The third key finding concerns the environment. While solar panels are very green in operation, we must look at their full life cycle. The manufacturing process can have a high carbon footprint, but the most critical finding is that the UK is unprepared for a huge wave of solar panel waste. As the diagram shows, we are currently following an unsustainable linear path. We urgently need to move towards a circular economy models where panels are reused and recycled. So, recommendation for policymakers. Based on this finding, my dissertation proposes a number of recommendations. For policymakers, I have three recommendations. The three key actions are: the first one is to create stable and predictable policies that give consumer the confidence to invest. Second is to urgently develop a national strategy for advanced power grid. And third is to create a regulation needed to build a recycling industry for old solar panels. Uh, Recommendations for industry and consumer. For the solar industry and for consumer, my recommendations are different. First, I want to describe your industry. My recommendation for industry: the industry should work on creating new financial products to help those who cannot afford the high upfront cost. There should also be a strong focus on high quality installation, as this can have a huge impact on performance. For consumer, my recommendation for consumer, it's basically advice. The advice is to look carefully at the long-term value of an investment, not just the initial price tag. So contribution to knowledge. This dissertation contribute to the field in three main ways. First, it connects the dots between the technological, economics, and environmental factor, which are often looked as in isolation. Second, it's provide a critical analysis that highlights the key tensions and problems in the UK current approach. And finally, it identifies specific gaps in our knowledge that future researcher can focus on future works. Finally, where do we go from here? So while my research provide a comprehensive overview based on existing data, the next logical step is to collect new primary data to fill those knowledge gap I identified. This would involve a new research project to develop and pilot test surveys for homeowners and industry professionals and then gaining full ethical approvals, and then conducting a new study. This future work can build directly on my finding to provide even more detailed and practically grounded recommendations to help accelerate the UK solar transitions. That's for my end. Thank you so much.